Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Black Tub Bootlegs. Today, the Uncanny Master. This is actually what introduced me to bootlegs back in 1995. At the time I was actually really into the ToyBiz toys, and then I saw these and it was just amazing. I couldn't even believe that something like this would exist. Everybody always thinks of copyright law and they think that superheroes will never be able to be ripped off because you just get your pantsuit off. I actually left these in the package. I was a big enough geek. It was the 1990s when they were just telling everybody collect, collect, collect. And China kind of jumped in on the bandwagon and started producing a ton of bootlegs. But this was one of the first X-Men bootlegs. The card art was actually taken from a toy that was produced in 1991 by ToyBiz. They came up with the Uncanny Master, which isn't too clever. Then there's also another variation of this line called the Uncanny Super Warrior that came out later. The Magneto figure was the one that really caught my eye initially. The silver paint on the face was just kind of amazing. And then just the sheer ridiculousness of what all the other characters looked like really kind of grabbed my attention, and I had to buy these things. We have Sabretooth, who has ridiculous helmet hair. Forge looks like Tom Selleck and J. Jonah Jameson's love child. Wolverine does have that strange Asian flair to how the sculpting was done. Magneto has this great god look about him. And then Mr. Sinister just looks like he's been shot in the head. These toys have unique bodies per figure. Overall, the feel of the characters is very round. It makes them look a little powerful, but at the same time, they're a little squishy. So let's take a look at Wolverine out of the package. I decided to unbox Wolverine since the bubble was yellowing and it was kind of hard to display him that way. I'd always assumed that these were made out of really flimsy plastic, but the legs and arms are solid, the body is solid. The only part that's actually hollow is the hip. All the characters are actually very cleanly sculpted, but just not accurately sculpted. You can see on Wolverine they messed up the shoulder stripes. He also doesn't have the shoulder pads he should have. But overall, the coloration is pretty accurate to the time. The articulation for these is very basic. You have head rotation, arm rotation, hip rotation, leg rotation. The face sculptures have been ridiculed heavily online for being Chinese sculptures by Chinese people, but I really feel they were more focused on making the costumes look like the character than nailing the face design. What I've always loved about these is the way that the bodies are sculpted. It's so simple. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Characters have corn on the cob abs where you end up getting more than a 6-pack. You get like an 8-pack, which is absolutely ridiculous. The back muscles all go into the spine. Wolverine's neck is exposed, which is a little awkward. The hands are actually fairly well sculpted. Apparently adamantium claws weren't enough, so they've given Wolverine a gun. Magneto also comes with a sword. The characters don't need pistols. They're mutants. They have superpowers. These are one of those bootlegs that you're not going to see a lot of guys reviewing because there just aren't a lot of them out there. If you enjoyed the Uncanny Master series, get ready for X-Team, which is coming up next. As always, thanks for watching and stay tuned for more Black Tub Bootlegs.